Alright, hey everyone. Not a high quality camera video this time, just going off of my computer because I've been extremely busy. Was at some shows this weekend and networking with bands and stuff for music stuff, but that aside, this is a general update video about the Camouflage brand stuff with FRAC-T, Fractal Spectral Camouflage Systems, my camouflage brand, camouflage company. So I talked about it a little bit I talked about it a bit in the live stream that I did, the Q&A live stream I did for the month. But with more development and just kind of updating everyone on what the status is and things like that with the brand. So I'm in the process. I had to do some uh, file stuff and things like that. In a process of ordering some yardage for promotional marketing purposes, and as well as sending some to our homie Bug Out Bushido, who I helped design the FL pattern for or with. I'm going to be sending him some material so that he can start doing some things, and he's starting his own gear company, which is awesome. Hopefully, we'll be working together as partners with my camouflages being provided to him through licensing and such to make gear for the market. But other than that, it's other gear companies that need to reach out for licensing and things like that. I've reached out to a lot of companies. So what people can do, and this is for everyone watching, there's an Instagram page up now for the Camouflage brand. The website's been up. Contact and on Instagram, tag, shout out gear companies and uniform companies you want to see pick up the FRAC-T camouflage patterns for licensing, and then the print distribution to them to manufacture, assemble, and retail products with the camouflage patterns. Um, that's kind of how it works. So with the textile mills on one end, on one side of it is kind of one thing. Some textile mills and textile printers I can license with directly, and I'm kind of trying to work on that in the ways that I can. But when it comes to the gear companies and stuff, they need to be incentivized to have interest and see that there's a demand. And I know that there's a demand from all the amazing people out there that have I've talked with and have voiced their views on wanting more options for camouflages on the market that are effective. And FRAC-T has kind of answered the call there. So reach out to gear companies that you have a good relationship with, tag them on Instagram and whatever else, and let them know that you want to see them make uniforms and other soft goods products and such with the FRAC-T camouflage patterns. Um, so it's a licensing process because FRAC-T is structured as a sole proprietorship, not an LLC. I don't have a seller's permit or anything, so I'm not printing and retailing and distributing textile yardage with the patterns myself. How this works is whether it's with textile printers directly that can potentially be licensed with, or it will be licensing with the gear companies and the uniform companies. We license with them, and we get a production contract agreement, NDAs, and all that stuff with the textile mills that they use. And then with that contract, they then print the material for these companies, and then the companies get the material, and then they make their uniforms and equipment and all that. And then there's a brand guide in place that I have for these companies and stuff, just the same as Multicam or anyone else does. Um, so then to produce tags and things like that to attach to the products and then retail them. And then with licensing agreement and stuff, there's a licensing royalty that comes back to the Camouflage brand, and they make their profits on the retail of the products. So it's a process of working together with contractual partnerships to bolster and strengthen domestic U.S. production, as well as provide a camouflage pattern to the market that people have voiced great interest in and a desire to obtain. So that's kind of how that works. So reach out to the gear and uniform companies domestically that you want to see here in the U.S. and this can go for some in Europe as well, say Varusta Leica as one example. But here domestically, we want to work with as many U.S. businesses and and from the start print and production of raw materials to the end manufacture and retail of products and uniforms across the board with U.S. companies to strengthen our economy and work with best practice partners in the industry. So that's kind of what this is about, and just kind of an update with the process. Like I said, I'm going to be ordering some test yardage and a couple of patterns to do some more promotional and marketing stuff and things like that. So you'll see some videos with that and some pictures and stuff between YouTube and the Instagram and stuff and things like that, and to get some material to some other associates to make products for further marketing and stuff, but also for to help them get off the ground with new gear companies, as well as any gear companies that are out there that do want to work with me. That can be arranged with licensing and otherwise. So that's kind of the update here. It's a process and it is a grind, especially trying to make your way into this industry when um, it's all business, you know. A lot of companies, especially with the gear and uniform companies and stuff, they really don't care. They really need to have incentive, strong incentive from the consumer base, as much as other industry partners and other influence otherwise, to show that hey, the end user and the consumer want products with this, you know? So that's how it works. It's a supply and demand, but it's an incent there needs to be incentivization of interest and incentivization to become a contract partner. So doing my due diligence and grinding away on my end with all of that, but it is ultimately as well up to the end user and consumer to really put pressure, uh, positive pressure on the various companies to help guide them in the direction to potentially pick up at least one of the 10 patterns in my camouflage pattern line. Um, so that's kind of how all this works. Just to kind of understand how logistically and business wise and otherwise how some of this stuff works. And it's a learning process. I'm personally new to this industry and how some of these internal workings work. I know how some of them work otherwise, but some of the stuff, especially when it comes to camouflage and some of the process with these companies and how things work, and specifically uh, military tactical style and hunting goods and apparel and things like that, it's a little bit different than other parts of the textile industry and clothing industry and stuff. So, learning that process along the way as well with everyone else. But it's been very positive so far. So, uh, everyone out there has been very supportive and very positive. So, I can't thank you all enough for that. Um, yeah, that about rounds it up for this one. So thanks again. Reach out to those uniform and gear companies and tag them on Instagram and wherever else and direct them to the website, and because that's where the licensing inquiry contact is at directly on the website and everything else. And hopefully soon I'll have some good news about new licensing partners and companies out there that are going to start getting the FRAC-T patterns onto material for uniforms and equipment. So all get things moving forward. It is a process, but it is what it is. So again, thank you everyone. Just wanted to update everyone on that because I've been getting some people asking about where things are. Um, yeah, so that's about it there. So thanks again. Metal up, out.